Well, Carl, we've talked about a lot, but none of us, I think, have brought up Leo Santa Cruz. I know you're confident heading into the fight, but how can you be as hungry heading into the rematch, being the favorite as you were in the original fight, being the underdog? And how was this camp compared to the first fight's camp?
This camp has probably went better. I was having a few problems with my hand in the lead up to the last fight. This camp has went brilliant. I've had no trouble. My S&C guy, Darryl Richards, as well, has been looking after me in the gym, and I've always got a little bit of problems around my neck as well. There hasn't really been any injuries this camp, so I've been able to train and put a lot of effort into every session. But I'm hungry to prove to people that this wasn't a fluke. I see a lot of people talking on the internet that I got lucky, that because of Leo's father's situation going into the last fight, that he's going to be a better fighter this time. I believe that there's a lot more to come from me. It was a good performance from me, but I've been performing better behind closed doors for this camp. I've been knocking sparring partners out, and I've been hitting people hard, and I think that I win this fight more convincingly. I really do.
I heard in a clip this week that you were somewhat questioning his confidence heading into the fight. Yeah. Why is that, Carl?
I think he's a confidence type fighter, and Leo's someone who he's always been bigger than opponents. He started at bantamweight, and he must have been a huge bantamweight, and he overwhelms people. And super bantamweight, he was overwhelming people as well. Featherweight, he even done it to guys like Mares, and he overwhelmed him. But Mares again was someone who started in the lower weight divisions. I finished my amateur career as a featherweight. Although Leo's taller than me, I'm a bigger man than him. I'm going to be heavier than him on the night. I'm going to be stronger, and his normal game plan of being able to bully opponents and wear them out, it's not going to work with me, especially when he's getting hit very hard, and that he's going to have to think twice about coming forward. And that's the big difference. That's the big difference here. And he's a confidence fighter, so I think they've made a mistake. I think kind of Mexican pride has made him go straight back into the deep end and say, I want that fight again. I think what he should have done, if I was Leo, I would have went and got a win. I would have went and beat someone up, got a bit of confidence back, and then had the rematch with me. But I think they're making a big mistake jumping in straight away.
Was there anything about him that gave you trouble, though? Anything you got to worry about?
Well, he's a great fighter. He's a 3-weight world champion. He's very tall. He punches very long. He throws a lot of shots. So, there's a lot that I have to worry about. But if I'm switched on from the start to the finish, however it finishes, then I win the fight.
Does he have the power to knock you out and vice versa?
I've been hit harder in my career, if I'm being honest, but I think all the fighters at this sort of level, the top fighters, when he's a 3-weight world champion, anyone has the power to knock anyone out, and that's the truth. So I need to be careful. I can't think that I can take everything that Leo Santa Cruz has to throw at me. I need to be very careful, and I think he needs to be very careful too.
Well, I'm sure you've been asked, how do you guys make the sequel even better than the first fight? But is it not your job to make sure that the sequel isn't as good as the first fight?
Well, you have a point. My job is to win the fight and do whatever it takes to win the fight. I think I got drawn into his fight a little bit too much the last time, and but that was good. It was an exciting fight. But I think because of his style and because of my style, there are always going to be good fights. The fight I had before with Scott Quigg, it was a boring fight, a very, very.
I thought it was underrated. You guys traded down the stretch
at the end, but it was a very it was a dull affair for the most. So
it was tactical.
It was tactical, and I want to, without really having to get out of second gear, if I'm being honest. But I think if me and Leo fight every day of the week because of his style, I think that it's always going to be a good fight.
If it's another brilliant fight, is there a chance of a third?
If it's 2-0 to me, which I'm intending it to be, I think I'd rather move on and fight someone like Lee Selby in the UK. I think that would be a huge fight. I seen Big Steve Bunce saying today on Box Nation that I'm not going to fight Lee Selby because he's all wrong for me, but I swear to God, I've been asking my team if we get through Santa Cruz, I want that fight. So Bunce, you're talking out your arse.
Is that a Belfast fight for you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think it's a Belfast fight. I think it makes more sense there. Although he's been a champion at featherweight for longer than me, I feel like I'm the more established now at featherweight.
It's another terrific matchup.
It's a huge fight, and Gareth, you know, I just want to be involved in big fights. I'm 30 in February, so
We forget that.
yeah, it's not as if I have years and years left. I have a few years, but from here to the end, I want them all to be big fights. And so.